Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, I set up a Discord, so please feel free to join. The link is in the description. Also, if you want to be part of my playtesting and maybe even get one of our games featured in a deck tech video in the future, please consider becoming a YouTube member. Now, in this video, we are going to cover 5 bizarre interactions, which are like unique and odd interactions in Star Wars Unlimited. They're going to start out pretty simple and then progressively get more and more interesting as the video goes on. And let's play a game. If there's at least one of these that you didn't know, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Let's start off with an easy one. No glory only results. This card plays a lot like Vanquish, where for 5 resources, in Blue Villain, you can defeat any non-leader unit. But before you do, you get to take control of it. The advantage here is that you can do things like steal an opponent's super laser technician and then get to use its when defeated ability yourself. Or you can do things like steal a lurking TIE Phantom or a Chewbacca and then defeat it. And this works because you are now the controller of that unit, and then you're defeating it with a friendly card ability and not an enemy card ability. But the really unique interaction here, and this may not be so obvious, is that if you know glory only results, an enemy's cartel turncoat or something else with a bounty on it, since you now control that unit at the time of it being defeated, you actually give your opponent the bounty claim. So they would be the ones to claim the bounty and draw the card, not you. So that was an easy one. Next up is Cobb Vanth. And for 3 resources in green, he has the when defeated ability. You search the top 10 cards of your deck for a unit that costs 2 or less and discard it. Then, for this phase and this phase only, you may play that card from your discard pile for free. So you may be thinking to yourself, how is this unique? We've seen this ability on plenty of cards before. Well, let's compare it to 2 other cards. Let's look at Darth Vader commanding the First Legion and U-Wing Reinforcement. Darth Vader is when played, search the top 10 cards of your deck for any number of villainy units with combined cost 3 or less and play each of them for free. You see the difference here? No? Well, let's look at U-Wing Reinforcement then. You get to search the top 10 cards of your deck for up to 3 units with a combined cost 7 or less and play each of them for free. Still don't get it? Well, what makes Cobb Vanth different from the other search cards is it actually is templated as play that card and not templated them, which means you can use the piloting ability of pilot cards. So let me explain. Let's look at Luke Skywalker, You Still With Me? This card can be found with both U-Wing Reinforcement and Cobb Vanth. However, with U-Wing Reinforcement, you can only play Luke as a unit. This is because you specifically search for units with U-Wing, and then U-Wing specifically says play them, referring to the unit that you searched out. But with Cobb Vanth, it says play that card. And since piloting is an alternate way to play that card, you can use the piloting ability. It's also worth noting here that since you also play it for free, you get to use Luke's 3-cost piloting ability for free. And to my knowledge, Cobb Vanth is the only card templated this way, but cards such as U-Wing Reinforcement, Home 1, Darth Vader, all specifically only let cards be played as units. If that wasn't confusing enough, how about we talk about our 3rd unique interaction? And this is with
your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
Which, for 0 resources in Blue Villain, if an enemy unit was defeated this phase, play an upgrade from your hand or from any player's discard pile, ignoring its aspect penalty. So what's interesting about this card is it also works with pilots. Yep, that's right. Since piloting allows you to play that unit as an upgrade, even though in the discard, hand, and deck, pilots are considered units. Since piloting lets you play that unit as an upgrade, you can play pilots as upgrades using a fine addition, which may make you ask the question, does Razor Crest Reliable Gunship let you grab pilots out of the discard pile. With its when played ability, you may return an upgrade from your discard pile to your hand. And the answer there is actually no. So since pilots are considered units in the discard deck in hand and not upgrades, you can't bring it to hand. But since they can be played as upgrades, that's why a fine addition works. Make sense? No? Well, how about we look at yet another upgrade? This time, let's look at Traitorous, which for 5 resources in green, lets you attach it to a unit, and if that unit costs 3 or less, you gain control of it. And when Traitorous is defeated, the original owner gets that unit back. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Well, let's take another look at it. Typically, people only play Traitorous on cards that cost 3 or less to get the effect. But you can play it on any card you want, you just won't actually get the gain control effect from it. But the when defeated text on Traitorous doesn't have the 3 cost restriction. So, if your opponent uses something like Palpatine or Choose Sides and steals a big unit of yours, let's say Devastator. If you play Traitorous on the Devastator that was stolen from you, and then you defeat your Traitorous with something like, let's say, Confiscate, Traitorous's when defeated text would actually still trigger, and then you would gain control of your big unit back. So that's a pretty niche case, but an interesting one. I want to also say with this interaction that maybe, just maybe, there is a Finn, this is a rescue deck, that can use Choose Sides and Traitorous to steal opponents' big things while also getting to keep your own things. So since Finn's leader ability is, as an action, exhaust Finn, defeat a friendly upgrade on a unit, and then give a shield token to that unit, since Traitorous is still a friendly upgrade, you can defeat it with Finn, and then the defeat trigger would still go off. We've seen blue-green hero be good, and Finn does flip on 5, so maybe? The last one is extremely weird and honestly like kind of niche, but also maybe not. Let's say you were playing blue-green hero. Your turn 1 play was Phoenix Squadron A-Wing. Your turn 2 play was playing L337 Get Out of My Seat as a unit, which has text that reads, if this unit would be defeated, you may instead attach her as an upgrade to a friendly vehicle unit without a pilot on it. So then on turn 3, you play Legal Authority, which for 2 resources in green, it's an upgrade that attaches to a friendly unit with a when played ability, the attached unit captures an enemy non-leader unit with less power than it. Then if L337 gets defeated, but not really defeated, she would get attached to the Phoenix Squadron A-Wing. But she never left play and was not actually defeated. So the captured card actually comes with her to the Phoenix Squadron A-Wing that you attach her to. But the Phoenix Squadron A-Wing is not guarding the captured card. L337 is. So if L337 gets confiscated, they would get their captured card back. Let's continue this experiment a little further, shall we? We're still in green, so we could pay 2 resources, again in green, to play Eject, which allows you to detach a pilot upgrade, move it to the ground arena as a unit, and then exhaust it, and then you get to draw a card. So you play Eject on L337, sending her back to the ground arena, again, bringing with her that captured card. This is a way to like move a captured card across the arenas and even try to get around things like maybe Power of the Dark Side. So is this good? I mean, probably not, but it's really interesting, right? This also works in blue-yellow villain with Iden Versio, Relentless Pursuit, and Corvus, which all somewhat fit into Garsax and yellow decks, so maybe this can be a real interaction that we see in real games. Anyway, that was a quick 5 bizarre Star Wars Unlimited interactions video, and that's all I have for you today. Please, if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button, and consider joining the Discord, which is dedicated to deck building and play testing, both Twin Suns and Premier. Let me know if there are any interactions you can think of and post them in the comments below. If we get enough, I will continue this series. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and see ya.